I think he'd be better at utilizing that space for sure. Near post? Nice. Great goal. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge sentimental value card here for me now. We're looking at a card that is an FC Porto legend, right? This is a card that I definitely want to get in the future. It's him and Salvio because they are former Liga NOS players, and in the future, if we can get some other dudes that I don't really know were Liga NOS yet, because those are the big ones that I saw at the very top, right? So then we're gonna go take a look at them as well. I'm sorry that I didn't get a lot of uploads today. You guys know on the Fridays I usually upload like crazy, but I really just wasn't up for it today because this gameplay was really annoying earlier. So hopefully it's better now that I can actually try out these cards. There was no way I was going to push myself through that earlier. But we're looking at a card that is 5'9" with high work rates, 4-star, 4-star, with really nice shooting stats, right? He has 88 acceleration with 90 sprint speed, 94 finishing with 90 shot power. The big thing with this card is obviously going to be testing out dribbling because of the fact that it is at 85 agility with 87 balance, 85 reactions. Okay, so we do need to improve those as much as possible for sure in regards to responsiveness. Even though he's 5'9", you guys know how gameplay is in FIFA. We want to make that as responsive as possible. Right off the bat, maybe like a marksman, but I have to take a look at the chemistry styles afterwards. The shooting is really good. 94 finishing with 90 shot power, as well as having a 4-star weak foot is already very helpful. This guy is obviously a very usable striker, especially for someone like myself, because there's no good Portuguese striker. There's no good Liga NOS striker unless I use Bolasie as a striker in game. So starting off with a striker that's a natural striker is just better for myself, right? An 80 stamina obviously is low, but I could just tell him to be on balance so that he chills up top anyways, right? Passing with the card is actually quite decent as well. So even if I don't want to improve the passing, it's not necessarily a big deal either because base card stat-wise, it is very good. He does have 92 attacking positioning, so that's going to be very interesting to try out as well. Another big thing with this card is the fact that basic actually gives him some boosts in certain areas that are quite decent. So it's going to be even better to try out and see what chemistry style we want to put on the card specifically, right? Physicality is there as well. He has 94 strength, which is great. His aggression is okay, nothing too special. And then he also has jumping with heading accuracy, so just in case he needs to win the ball in the air, he definitely can. So the big thing I want to try out is a high work rates, because normally when it comes to high work rates, I kind of think of it more for like the cam position, you know, because I like my players to transition forward and back really nicely in the cam position, or any of the 3 cam positions I would love. But striker position, I'm a very big fan of medium lows and high mediums. Those are like my go-tos. Sometimes mediums depending on the player, because sometimes the player just moves really nice with it, but medium lows is like a nice little balance there in regards to telling them to come back and their general positioning, right? All down to personal preference. In regards to how we are going to be using this card, I pretty much sold my entire team to be able to do these reviews because it doesn't really matter to me anyways, to be honest with you guys. The team is still pretty nice for a beginner squad. I would have to remove Raul somehow because Raul was good at the time that I did the card, but not anymore. He's more there for like the chemistry links, but he's not really like that usable anymore in my opinion, but we're going to have to take a look at that. So, yeah, the way that we're going to be lined up in game with Lisandro Lopez, he's going to obviously play as my striker, is going to look like this. We're going to have him up top as a striker with Raul as a cam, Perisic to the left side with that 5-star weak foot, Dembele off to the right side with that left foot on the right side, Battaglia, Acuna, Alphonso Davies, Nelson Semedo, so on and so forth. So the cool little dynamic that we have with this team is that if I want to take out any of Battaglia and Acuna, I could, and just work around that in different ways, but it is something that we have to consider in the future, because I wanted to change up my team a little bit because it was kind of getting boring to use, because you guys know I like to always have fun with different players, but harder to do in FIFA because of the whole situations and whatnot. Because he is low on stamina, we're going to want to go ahead and change the manager here. And we're going to go ahead and put the Argentinian manager just so we could try him out on the full 10 chemistry. So yeah, we're going to play him on striker, balance instructions. We're not going to change anything after that. And yeah, let's see how he plays. I'm actually so excited. Like, his stats are very usable, so like regardless, I'm going to love him just for the sentimental value, but I'm obviously going to give you guys a proper review in regards to the stuff that I like and dislike about the card. Thank God the game feels better now than it did earlier today. Ooh, his positioning is quite nice. A little layoff right there. Yeah, so dribbling, I will say 100% is something that I do want to improve on the card. It's not like terrible, obviously, but it is something that you definitely want to improve for sure. I am noticing that right off the bat. Great positioning by him there. Finesse shot from that angle, really powerful, but we were coming off of the dribble right there, so those types of angles, they're usually not going to take great shots from. His 3D scan on his face actually looks really sick. Let's see what's off the ball movement is like here. Yeah, those high work rates are very strange. I use like Ozyman and stuff too, and then Ozyman's a very interesting one as well. 4-star weak foot strike to score that opportunity, very nice. That one, he utilized the empty space really nicely. When the player started to transition downwards, he went to the left side really nicely. You could see that with the 4-star weak foot, the shot is still not crazy, right? Like you want to take those really direct, powerful strikes, and that one right there is more like one of those kind of like lofted ones. But obviously, because his finishing is at a very good level and his composure is quite nice, he'll be able to score those opportunities. So far, I'm thinking marksman. I think a marksman chemistry style might be the best bet on him, but we're gonna experiment a little bit more with him. Positioning is really nice there to stay in the middle area. Let's see what he's like aggressively pushing up here. He utilized the empty space really nicely after the pass, so that's pretty good. It wasn't a 1-2 pass either, so those are the ones you want to aim for, right? You don't want to do the 1-2 pass because like I say in most of my videos, the players usually run in a straight line if you do a 1-2 pass, but you want to be able to do the pass like that and have them run themselves into the empty space, because then they tend to not specifically always run in an empty or in a straight line, right? Ball roll. Shouldn't have done a ball roll in that situation. But yeah, his dribbling on basic chem style, even with the small boost that he gets in reactions, ball control and whatnot, is actually pretty solid as well. His positioning, he has a rotation policy, gets back into position really quickly. Should have been able to take a touch right there, but it didn't let me. Shot from here. Okay, so that's another one that is a settled, not a settled touch, but it is one that is coming off of the dribble. So those ones are usually going to be more unbalanced, but there are players that take really good shots from those. But those are like those percentage type shots, right? You have to let the ball settle a little bit more for it to be more consistent, you know? Good dribble right there. Let's see what we could do here. Yeah, so again, the one thing that's throwing me off about the card is always, and this is obviously because of playstyle, I don't like high work rates for the strikers, but it's still a very usable card. And that's obviously due to personal preference, right? Like there's people that do really well with high work rate strikers just because they like the way that they position themselves. I just think that the medium-low, high-medium is just the best for me. I am going to try him out on Stay Central because he does seem to be rotating a lot to the sides. He has a huge rotation policy with the other players so far. So we do want to experiment with that and try him on Stay Central. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tell him to stay central and be a target man. The reason why I want him to be a target man is because target man doesn't necessarily always mean that he's going to act like a target man. He will utilize the space whenever he finds it, but target man is nice to be able to do the first time fake shot to get into position to try to find those specific angles. So that's the one we want to find with this card right now. So no aggressive run there with the target man instruction. Yeah, see, this is the problem with me using target man, is that like it's very linear play. I like a little bit of movement out of my strikers, right? Because if you leave it on target man, it's just not an ideal situation because it's just way too linear. Yeah, it just seems like the type of card where like on Stay Central, I'm not gonna like that because he's short. So he has to move, right? He has to have the rotation policy with the other players right now. It's a while to utilize the empty space there. I wish he saw that faster. Maybe if I were to boost his attacking positioning, he'd probably like utilize that space quicker, like that, right? Like that's how fast I want a player of his quality to utilize that space, right? Because if he does that, you could see he's not on Stay Central anymore. He's not on target man. If he can do that, utilize the sides really quickly, and then use his passing ability to the middle side like that, that's an ideal situation, right? To open up the space. But he needs to be quicker at seeing that open space. And it could be because of the high work rates. Players are like really weird like that. That's why I don't really like the high work rate. High medium, they're more prone to really going into it instantly, right?
More than enough of the ball today. The way they've played, the way they've been clinical in front of goal, it's difficult to see a way back.
Good dribbling with the composure right there, not too bad. Let's see how he utilizes empty space again. Not in the middle. That took a while there. He doesn't really go into the middle instantly, so I am noticing that attacking positioning is a little bit lackluster in regards to him staying in the middle. His playstyle, like, again, and this is always because of personal preference, the high highs, it just doesn't work with me. Like, Ozymane's the same. Like, Ozymane's a really good card, and so is Lisandro Lopez. It's very weird to have in the striker position. I actually kind of want to try him out in the cam position, because if I use him in the cam position, I would specifically use him on a balanced instruction with a stay forward on him. Or stay forward or just balanced instruction so that he doesn't waste too much stamina. I'm kind of thinking here, because if I use him as a cam, I don't like his 80 stamina, even though he's a high work rated player. I need to experiment more with his off-the-ball movement, because right now it's not clicking quick enough on the card. But I also think it's something that I have to improve, because as you guys saw with a player like Salvio, right? Like, it feels like there's a very big difference between someone having 80-something attacking positioning and 90 and then high 90s in regards to attacking positioning, base card stat-wise, right? Because even Salvio in the middle as a striker, I liked the way that he was moving to utilize the empty space, like really quickly as well. Like, he saw it instantly. Lisandro Lopez doesn't really feel like he's doing that so far, so I just want to experiment a little bit more, because again, it could just be like a playstyle thing, right? Nice. See what his positioning is like here. So he aggressively pushes that empty space. Does he go back into position quickly? Yeah, he does actually go back into position quite quickly, so that's pretty good. Will you utilize the empty space there? You do. That's what I like to see. That's what I'm talking about, right? So I really think, because he does it slightly late, if I were to improve it myself with a specific chemistry style, I think he'd be better at utilizing that space for sure. Near post? Nice. Great goal. Alright guys, so final verdict on the card. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't think it's like amazing. I don't think it's an amazing card. I thought Salvio was amazing. I thought Salvio played really nicely. The chemistry styles. Let's see what the community chose. The community chose an engine chemistry style on him. Yeah, that's a weird one though, because but you know what? It's one of those things where it's like, if I were to use this card on my team, attacking positioning-wise, I would have to just get used to it. Because I think, personally, that these dribbling boosts that you get on the card with 94 finishing and 90 shot power, as well as boosts in the passing department in the striker position, would definitely be the most beneficial. So the position would just be something that I would have to get used to. I just personally think he doesn't utilize the position instantly. Maybe it could be something where if I set a get in behind tactic specifically with him, maybe he'd play it better. But I just think that get in behind is kind of very linear, right? Like, I liked when he makes those angled runs to the sides really quickly. That's what I wait for the most. But maybe it's just down to building out the play a little bit more slowly, just so I can actually get that space a little more properly, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a very situational thing. So I do agree with the guys on Footbin. I think that the engine chemistry style makes the most sense, because he definitely needs the dribbling boost. It actually feels like his balance, oddly enough, is definitely causing a big part of it, which is weird, because I think that the agility is kind of decent on the card. But yeah, it's fun, man. Like, again, when the card goes down in price, I might actually buy it for my FC Porto type team. It's kind of like me using Eder Militão, because Eder Militão is a former FC Porto player. So yeah, well, maybe we'll see if there's a way I can get Lisandro Lopez and Salvio on the team. But yeah, the card's not bad. It's not 495k worth, hell no, but it's a really fun card to use. So if he ever goes down in price, then I'll definitely pick him up again, because I think with the engine chemistry style, boosting the dribbling, acceleration, sprint speed, as well as the passing would definitely be very beneficial in that striker position. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.